Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John Rice, and welcome to my presentation on Tesla Incorporation Business Strategy Assessment. So, a little bit of preface to get you started. Formerly known as Tesla Motors, Tesla Incorporation was first introduced in 2003 as an electric vehicle company, and the man we all know himself, the CEO Elon Musk, first arrived in 2004 after a $6.3 million investment, and Tesla has adapted into one of the largest electric vehicle producers as well as home energy storage and lithium battery producers. So as we begin to look at the different strategies on a business, corporate, and entrepreneurial level, I want to get a little bit of background. What's their environment like? What are their characteristics? And what are their strengths and weaknesses? Beginning, we'll look at the external environment, specifically opportunities and threats that could affect that. Certain opportunities lie in the political, legal, and economic perspectives. And the first one we're going to talk about is the political legal. Especially in the Euro nations, starting in 2026 through about 2030, we're going to be seeing a lot of carbon emission policies and regulations. Tesla can take advantage of this by understanding that a lot of that market is going to have to start transitioning towards an electric vehicle market base. Additionally, we can see that there is current inflation in the United States as well as our friends over the seas, and with that comes increased oil prices and a lot of strain again on consumers who have gas-powered vehicles. Some possible threats for the current market are lie in the societal, economic, and technological frames. Societally, it's a very hard consumer base to attract. Tesla is known as a luxury premium product, and their cheapest vehicle actually retails at about $44,000, that being the Tesla Model 3. But on top of that, there's also technological questions about whether or not they're actually a renewable company. A big question in the air is their lithium battery production and whether or not the byproducts from creating or recycling when they're finished and if they're actually sustainable or not. But we look at all these and we'll start observing them under the Porter's Five Forces model. But what we do know is that Tesla is the market leader in production and sales of the electric vehicles. As for threat of new entrants, there is currently BMW, Volkswagen, and Ford who are in the running to push Tesla. Tesla remains the majority market leader, but as said, with these Euro regulations and just technology increasing, there are going to be new entrants coming in. The threat of substitute products or services is not very high right now. Tesla owns a lot of its own products with the production of its batteries, and having warehousing and services over in the United States and China, they can create a lot of their own products. And that falls right into supplier power and buyer power. They run the market right now. They kind of say what goes, and it takes a lot of capital and a lot of investment just to even to be a new entry into the market. But after going Porter's Five Forces model and what those entrants could be, we're going to look at the value chain analysis for Tesla. Specifically, a value chain is a series of activities that boost a product's value from its conception to the delivery of the consumer. On this slide, we're going to look at the primary activities for it, starting with inbound logistics. Tesla has a lot of its own raw materials, batteries. Basically, they can run the entire vehicle production. Now, they do have some relationships with other businesses who give like a yin and yang relationship in terms of like open patents, but we'll talk about that in a few other slides. Tesla's operation, they have a very strong research and development team. They pride themselves on being innovative and collaborative as part of their business strategy, and we'll see that with this autonomy and clear-mindedness, how effective they can be. Outbound logistics such as transportation, warehousing, and distribution of products. Tesla thrives with that. They have their own domestic as well as overseas in China for both of these. But what is most unique is probably their marketing. They have a thing where they do $0 marketing. They do not spend a penny on advertisement. We will talk about that again in later slides, but it is a very unique strategy that they employ. The last of the primary activities being service. This is probably where Tesla is lacking the most, honestly. They have on-call roadside assistance, charging stations, and Tesla dealerships, but being such a premium product and exclusive one, there aren't that many of them around, and it's just difficult to get to. Looking at the supportive activities, we're going to start with infrastructure. And one thing that people forget is that since this acquisition of Solar City in 2016, Tesla has two separate infrastructures, one for the automobile industry and one for energy storage production. The next column we're going to look at is human resourcing. Tesla loves to hire from within. They believe that they can employ great employees from the beginning and build them up with a common goal. People who have been there, who understand their image and where they want to take the company. Again, that plays into the collaboration. As far as technology development, this is probably the most influential characteristic of the supportive activities. Tesla spent nearly $2 billion in research and development, an absolute insane amount. And then the final one, procurement. Procurement refers to the function of purchasing inputs used in the firm's value chain, not the purchased inputs themselves. One of the key contributors for Tesla is Panasonic, one who does their audios, stereos, and a lot of their electrical for stuff like that. So now we'll get into the meat and potatoes of it. We're going to talk about their business strategy. Essentially put, Tesla has three core qualities that they try and strive for: zero cost advertisement, vertically integrated services, and market segmentations. Quote I put on here just saying how Tesla ranks best in the world for innovation and technology, for being innovative and environmentally friendly. But what are the strengths and weaknesses of this business strategy? We're going to talk about some threats to it. First being possibility of new entrants. We talked about before how the Euro nations are going to make those regulations, and with the old core titans, I'll say for lack of a better term, those old school companies like Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, BMW, those have a lot of brand recognition and sit well with a lot of people. Those are who they should be watching out for. But one of the strengths I talked about comes in the marketing frame, and that is the $0 marketing. So Tesla actually spends $0 on advertisement for themselves, a crazy strategy, super unique, and what they actually do is interact with their consumers. Elon Musk actually held a poll one time on Twitter, as he is the owner of Twitter now, but basically he made a poll saying, hey, let's make this illustration and or advertisement for Tesla. Whoever sends me the best one will win. And with thousands of entrants, Tesla saved multiple thousands of dollars just on advertising expenses alone that they can now put towards research and development. Additionally, what Tesla also does to stay up to date in their short-term goals while focusing on the long-term is that they have open patents. A lot of their products, they make open patents. People can alter them, modify them, repatent them, but then Tesla can still use them if they deem it necessary and advantageous. So their corporate strategy, we're going to talk about specifically their diversification, and they don't do a lot of it right now because they don't have to. But some threats and strengths to it. We're going to talk about some threats, their target audience. We talked about before how there just isn't a big market. They're super exclusive, super restrictive. It's just hard to afford one. Their strength, though, with such exclusivity, being so unique, everyone knows a Tesla car when they see it. They're super brand aware, and having Elon Musk as their CEO definitely helps with his influence on social media, SpaceX, and Tesla itself. So some recommendations, what can we do to switch this up a little bit? It definitely needs a little bit of help. What they could do is prioritize competitiveness. With the threat of new entrants by other automobile makers, Tesla should prioritize research and development. And by doing this, they can increase their global presence. And on top of that global presence, look at a bigger market. And like I said, they do have Solar City acquisition. They're a big energy sustainable product company, but they just don't allocate enough resources right now for it, and they don't have to. So that could be a possible route that they could take as well in the future when the need arises for it. Tesla's entrepreneurship strategy focuses on two main things: innovation and collaboration. We talked about already the acquisition of Solar City and their open patents. So some strengths of that open patents and entrepreneurship strategy in general is that by having those open patents, A lot of people can keep adjusting those products that they release, keep them up to date. What do people like? What's trendy, basically? And by doing that, they can focus on long-term goals and invest in an efficient innovation process. And as we talked about renewable energy diversification, there's no need to rush out of the electric vehicle market. They are the major leader of it. They can continue to be so by allocating enough resources for it. But some threats to their entrepreneurship strategy: while being the current market leader, it is nice, but you can't remain idle. I put a little caveat in here saying this includes staying ahead of new technologies, adapting to changing customer needs and preferences, and maintaining their competitive edge over other companies. And that's just business in general. The market is always changing. Adapt or die with it. So, recommendations, alterations to these strategies. We talked about before, their business strategy is pretty set. They don't need a whole lot change to it. But the caveat is that because the market is still relatively new for electric vehicles, it's not the biggest outsourced yet. As for their corporate strategy recommendations, Tesla's brand still stands out, and they're aware of their clientele and the environment around them. However, what they can do is increase their global influence, and by doing this, they can increase their target audience. But the current objectives of Tesla not only strengthen the foothold of Tesla in technology, but it allows Tesla to diversify its options with current acquisitions, meaning they're set in stone. They have plans for the future too. And finally, the entrepreneurship strategy. They should continue their $0 advertisement. That'll only benefit them. And then they should also continue the use of social media with Elon on CEO of Tesla and Twitter. And it can increase brand recognition more than just the United States. So in conclusion, Tesla is the frontrunner of the electric vehicle industry. To do so, they should remain focused on their core qualities of innovation and collaboration. And their success has always been dependent on customer collaboration and awareness, and they should continue to do so if they wish to be successful in the coming years of the electric vehicle market. And here attached is my references, and I appreciate you all listening to my presentation of Tesla.